Hello there! I was wrong about Paralyse on Sword and Shield in Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's actually a lot better than I thought. Let me explain and show you a build that I tested alongside it. I wrote off Paralyse at first because I felt like it was a bit too much of an investment to go for, and outside of multiplayer, the Lala Barina Sword and Shield is too much of a loss in damage compared to the Artian Sword and Shield or other Artian weapons. But what makes Paralyse good right now is that you can have a high attack Artian weapon with Paralyse on it. I was surprised to see that even in Arcveld hunts below 2 minutes, you paralyze him twice with only the bare minimum of para values on your Artian. In general, I feel like if you want to optimize your damage outside of Arcveld hunts, who barely takes any elemental damage anyways, it's wiser to go for the other elemental weapons or Artians to match their weaknesses. Though some monsters such as Corrupted move around so much to the point where para feels pretty nice. One build that will fit this nicely is the 4-piece Corrupted set with the Arcveld chest for easy high amounts of crit percent without too many conditional skills such as Agitator. Agitator, especially with Paralyse, can lead to unfortunate moments, so unless you're trying to get into speedrunning, I wouldn't match these two, because paralyzing a monster when it's not enraged will lead to a high damage loss. We're slotting our decos to get consistently high crit with Weakness Exploit 5, granting us 30% crit on all weak spots, and a bit more on wounds, but that's more situational, Antivirus, and Maximum 3, which also gives us another 30% crit as long as you keep your stamina at full for 2 seconds. If you use chops to reposition yourself over sliding slash, you won't lose it most of the times. Antivirus is just another 25% crit when our self-inflicted frenzy is cured, and the 4-piece Corrupted set additionally gives us another 10 raw attack and another 5 raw whenever we cure the frenzy. I opt to slot in 2 levels of burst since the skill at just 1 point already gives us 8 attack, which is way better than any other skill options we have in that slot level. 1 point of ambush is just there to make the start of the hunt slightly faster, but it's not required. You will have 1 leftover level 1 slot, where you could go for Wind Resistance 1 to ignore Arcveld's side flip that applies wind pressure and can be very disruptive, or you can slot in another point of flinch free for a total of flinch free 2, which allows you to ignore slide jab attacks, for example the Arcveld Horn Stab or the Impale move on Raydao. In the weapon itself, you will want Master's Touch to mitigate sharpness consumption, Offensive Guard 3 whenever we perfect guard, giving us 50% raw for 12 seconds, and Crit Boost 3 for the highest additional damage option. This build will also work just fine with about every single Artian weapon, no matter if it's status or element. But from my own experience, the set feels slightly less consistent than the Burst 5 Weakness Exploit 5 set that I have been showing off in a different video, but in terms of pure DPS there isn't even a 1% difference between these two builds, so go for whatever you want. So, if you haven't tried an Artian Paralyse weapon yet, it is surprisingly effective with only the base 80 Paralyse stat. I've gotten consistently good times with it, including a 2-minute Corrupted or a sub 2-minute Arcveld, and many people from my Discord server or from my streams have been reporting similar results. In case you haven't yet, I also have several guides for Sword and Shield to help you out in your endgame journey, and otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe as I go live often to go for fast hunts, speedruns, challenge runs, and other things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video, stay healthy until then, and bye bye.